Okay, if you guys are there, let me know through chat. Or do I gotta put this chat on again? Let me see. Chat. At least 1 minute of views need to start a highlight. Okay. Let's start the highlight. What is this? I don't know what that even means. Let's do chat. We'll share. Share it to... Share it. Share. Are we live? Yep, we're live. Is this the share part? Nope, that's not the share part. Welcome to live chat. Okay. Some messages, all messages are visible. There we go. Now what is this? Share it to the Facebook. Okay, Tomer, I'm going to start this whether anybody's here or not, because actually, is it even running? Yeah. Okay, so whether anybody's here or not, I have to get this done. So I'm going to start with Ben, because I told Ben I would do him first. And then I'll just call out some names and try to get them. I know it's a Friday night, but you guys can just come on here and listen at any time. It will be loaded up, hopefully along with the Medium thing I did, because I did edit out that one part. Okay, so I'm going to start with Ben, because I've already shuffled these a whole bunch of times. I hope this is on. Okay, that should be. Oh, I gotta click that. There we go. That's what happened. Okay. All right. So Ben, we're gonna do a couple for you here, and I'm gonna start them right now. Okay. So, first card. Medicine man or woman. That's what we have for you, a medicine man or woman. Oh boy. Now, this is showing you're coming across as a woman. That's like jumping right out. Like in a few past lives too. And in this one, that doesn't make sense. That is not making sense at all. It's just not. Let's see. It's just not making sense. It's telling me you're a woman now. That's a... Anyway, this card signifies that you've lived most of your lives as a different gender than the one you embody in this life. Okay, this is really weird because that is not the card I pulled, but psychically my hand went in there and did that. So that's odd. I must be in full medium mode. Definitely in full medium mode. Okay, this card signifies that you've lived most of your lives as a different gender than the one you embody in this life. For example, you may now be living as a female, while in most of your previous lifetimes you were male. In such cases, gender confusion and even health issues are often related to this change of gender over lifetimes. Because for most of your lifetimes you lived as the other sex, you may not feel comfortable in your own skin. If this is your first lifetime as a woman, you may develop gynecological, you know what I'm saying, issues, or even experience infertility. If this is your first lifetime as a male, you may not relate to traditional masculine roles. This card asks you to have compassion for yourself and trust that your soul is doing the best it can. Remember that your soul is the result of all your past experiences. And I'm just going to leave that one. Okay? So we're going to do the next one. Pick your next card. Oh, finally somebody gets this card. Atlantis. So your next card, Ben, is Atlantis. And let me tell you about that card. Atlantis. Your lifetime in ancient Atlantis is affecting your current situation. You have soul memories of this idyllic civilization that offered every imaginable wonder. There's a longing for the utopia that you unconsciously remember and which you know is possible in this world. Your soul also remembers the tragic ending of Atlantis. You may have developed phobias about the ocean as a result. Although your love of the sea, perhaps you prefer not to go swimming or sailing. You also recall how the majority of Atlanteans were peace loving, with the exception of a few political leaders who misused crystal power to the detriment of all. So you may be extra sensitive to issues relating to political corruption in this lifetime. That's really weird. I was getting ready to put on an Atlantis crystal. Now I'm gonna do one more. Now these are all, every time I pull a card, these are all separate lifetimes. Every one of them is a separate lifetime. So you're not, hold on, let me see something. Yeah, these are all separate lifetime. Each card I pull is a different one. Okay, we have scribe or writer is your next card. Now, please note that these are not me doing any kind of psychic reading. This is just a past life reading, and they're using cards. So, as a scribe or a writer, let's see what it says for you here. I think one of the cats is crying. Did it get lost? Tomer? Did one of the cats get lost?
No, he went to the kitchen.
Okay.
I thought he wanted to eat, but like he didn't eat.
Scribe or writer. This card reveals that you had a career as a writer or scribe in a past lifetime, which may be why you currently desire to write. You have the natural thinking style of someone who can organize thoughts into the written word. The fact that you had the discipline to sit down and write in that previous lifetime shows that you can exercise the same trait in this life. If you dream of being a published author, this card urges you to pursue that path. Do research on writing and publishing, and more important, write every day, which can be the form of journaling, letters, creative writing, or nonfiction. Writing such as blogging or articles. If you have a strong enough desire to be a published author and you're willing to put forth the effort, you can attain that dream. Now I'm trying to think who else I had to do. Who else did I have to do? So that was Ben. I don't know. So if somebody wants to yell it out, because I know I didn't tell anybody when I was starting. Let's see. So we'll do another. I do 3 past lives with every one I do, so it gives you kind of an idea. And Ben, I know that yours is dead on too. I do know that. I think maybe Angelo. I think I saw an Angelo that wanted one done. If you guys can past life, if you guys can. Oh, Hugh. Okay, Hugh, that's who I need to do, Emmy. Is it Hugh? Is that what you're saying? Hi, Dee Dee. It's only me. Oh, yeah, I know. I only see one. I didn't tell anybody when it started, but I figured they can go back and read it. So I did Ben. Oh, Hugh is a guy I need to do? Who's that? Who's Hugh? Okay, well, we're going to do Hugh then. Let's see. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pick his first card. I know I should have told people when I was going to start this, but I just said like 2 hours. I may have gone past that. All right, so we're doing Hugh. First card. Unrequited love. Okay. So let's see. All right. So for Hugh, see what it's trying to tell me here. Okay, this card indicates that you had a painful experience with love in a prior lifetime. The person you love deeply didn't share your feelings, or you may have been betrayed or abandoned. The individual may be in your present life. These experience of unrequited love may be negatively affecting you now. For example, you might distrust your lover's intentions or his or her ability to make a monogamous commitment. Sometimes these doubts have a basis in current reality. However, romantic insecurities can also be a product of prior lifetimes. When that occurs, the unconscious insecurities are difficult to pinpoint or heal unless they're consciously realized. This is where irrational jealousy and neediness may actually ruin an otherwise good relationship. Sometimes the best cure is past life regression for couples so that you can both remember the situation that caused you pain in another life. Okay. Oh, huge arse. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let's do him. Oh, God, I didn't have to redo those. Let me do another life for him. And let's see. We have communal living. All right. Communal living. I wonder what that's about. I mean, obviously, it's somewhere he lived, probably as a tribe. Let's see. I hope this... See, the thing is, you can't tell if this is going to ring true for somebody if they have no memory. So I'm going to be doing tarot cards probably next week. Okay, communal living. The lifetime significant to your question involved a communal setting, such as convent, monastery, or tribe. Your earthly needs for shelter, clothing, and food were provided for. Although you held a job within the community, you fulfilled your responsibilities for the group and not for individual gain. In your current lifetime, you may feel troubled by the concept of money, individual earnings, savings, and bills, and he does. You may feel unsupported because your soul is accustomed to having a community support system. To assimilate in this lifetime, find the balance and harmony between individual and group needs, between give and take. Understand how you fit into the culture and how the group can help you achieve your individual goals and aspirations, and further your spiritual growth. And remember, no man or woman is an island. Yeah, there's definitely some problems with that. So let me get his last one. Spirituality and religion. I think this is hitting the mark for you, honestly. Spirituality and that's just going by, you know, what I see on the forum. Let's see. Okay. And I think the other one I did for Ben was dead on too. Okay. Let's see here. And here we go. All right. Everyone's soul enjoys varied experiences and opportunities. So it's very common for us to explore a number of different religious and spiritual paths as we travel through lifetimes. While spiritual growth and knowledge accumulate during all lifetimes, the specific spiritual or religious path differs in each one. Perhaps the religion you were raised with doesn't coincide with your current beliefs. This acknowledgement may trigger guilt, fear, or shame, unless you're aware of the bigger picture. Your spiritual knowledge is housed within your soul, and you are an eternal being who is forever connected to divine infinite wisdom. This card asks you to explore alternative spiritual and religious paths. There you will find the inner peace and answers you seek. Okay, so who else do I have, Emmy? Do you know? Because I don't know who signed up. I didn't read what Angelo wrote. I didn't know if he wanted to be on there or didn't want to be on there. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me shuffle these. Nick, I did him last time. Did he want it again? Oh, pretty boy. Oh, mean girl. Okay. Well, we can do him again. And then I'm probably going to cut out and try to get that medium thing loaded up because it's taking me forever. And then this will load up fast, too, because there's not that many being done. Okay, so I'm going to do Nick. All right, I think that's what he said on the post. You did now. Okay. Okay, we have Knighthood for Nick. All right, so Knighthood is a card that comes up for him. So let's see. Knighthood. I can see that. I can definitely see Knighthood for him. So, let's see. Okay, for him. Once a knight, always a knight. You receive this card as validation of your inner knighthood. Whether you're a man or a woman in this life, you have the heart and mind of a knight. Most likely, you've long had a fascination with tales and images of knights. You may collect knight figurines, decorate with knight-related artwork, and even dress up as a knight during costume parties. In relationship and careers, you're drawn to defend those who are weak or vulnerable. You may choose a profession that puts you into a guardian or protector role. It's essential that you only work for organizations that you fully believe in. As a knight, you're loyal to those who can earn your respect, otherwise you're not happy. So that's for him. Let's do his next one. Yeah, I can do yours too. Okay, male, female. This is coming up for Nick. Male, female. Okay. Male, female. This card signifies that you've lived most of your life as a different gender than the one you embody in this life. Ben had the same card. For example, you may now be living as a female, while in most of your previous lifetimes you were a male. In such cases, gender confusion and even health issues are often related to this change of gender over lifetimes. Because for most of your lifetimes you lived as the other sex, you may not feel comfortable in your own skin. If this is your first lifetime as a woman, you may develop issues or even experience infertility. If this is your first lifetime as a man, you may not relate to traditional masculine roles. This card asks you to have compassion for yourself and trust that your soul is doing the best it can. Remember that your soul is the result of your past experiences. So I'm going to pick one more for him. Love life. Love life for Nick. He might be happy to hear about this. Let's see. Love life. Okay. For Nick, we are doing his love life. This card comes to you as an indication that your love life is affected by one or more previous lifetimes. Most likely, you had a painful experience back then that has caused you to be overly cautious. In such cases, working on yourself can help you reopen your beautiful, loving heart. In that way, you can love and be loved again. It is also likely that this card comes to you as a validation that the man or woman you're romantically interested in was also a prominent person in your past life. This individual may not necessarily have been a romantic partner at that time, but your inclination to connect romantically in this life is definitely part of a greater plan. So that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these for you, Emmy, and we're going to do yours. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do yours now. Okay. Wonder if I can upload this to TikTok. Probably, I don't know. I don't know how long I put them on TikTok, but oh my God, I was on there looking at some of those, and I accidentally came across this woman, not getting into politics or nothing, but she was a crazy Democrat. She was crazy. She was saying, I want Donald Trump dead. He's got to die. And he's like, everything's better under Biden. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to get on here. So she was having people, comment and stuff. She wouldn't answer one question. She wouldn't respond to one thing I posted. I said, okay, well, can you tell me? Oh, and then she wanted all the Jews dead, too. That's what I call them. And she says, I said to her, I go, well, was it okay, in your opinion, to leave the men behind in Afghanistan? Well, she didn't answer that. And I said, well, if Trump's so bad, I'm just going to be honest with you. We didn't have any wars. We could all afford food. Um, employers could hire more people. And again, no wars, no inflation. We're getting into war everywhere. And again, she just totally ignored it. She totally ignored it. But I mean, I can get along with a Democrat. I'm not like Democrats. If Democrats hear you're not a Democrat, they're like out to kill you. Me, I want to hear what everybody has to say. Like, I'm not going to get mad. I mean, you're an individual. You have a right to your opinion. I mean, you do. Yes, his food was affordable. And the thing is, every time they try to get him, like, it's no basis. Like they try to say he's racist. And he has done so much for black people, more than any other president. That, heck, the NAACP gave him a award, but they don't want to mention that. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to say that, but these are things people can easily look up. That black lady, I think she was an actress, her like whole family was killed. He put her up and paid for everything. Well, the reason they like to say he's racist is because he had an apartment building. I think it was in the Bronx. It was somewhere in New York. And the property manager there was a racist, and they did keep black people out. But the thing is, like for me, if I'm running a business and I had an employee that copied somebody else's work, do they, when they take you to court, it's not the employee that's going to the court. The employee gets off scot free. I'm held accountable. And this was a manager that I had running the business. So, like, I knew nothing about it until the person contacted me and said, "Hey, Dee Dee, I saw this item on your website and it was copied." And I was like, "Excuse me? We don't copy anything." But, I have to say, she was right. I had to apologize to her. I had to take it down. And I did apologize to her because the thing is, I have so many people stealing my stuff, stealing my listings, and they steal them and they put them on eBay, or they steal them and they put them on private websites. And what really gets me is some of the things will have like a spirit with the same name. Like, how did you steal that? How did you copy that? I would really like to know how you did that, because the person that's buying that from them is getting just an empty vessel. It's such BS. But, I have people tell me about it all the time. I can't hunt them all down. I figure people, they're just going to have to they got to figure it out for themselves. But, yeah, it happened, but I could have been sued for that. It could have been me. So I understand how business works because I've had a business for over 20 years, but other people, they don't. They go to work, they do their 9 to 5 or their 3 to 11 or whatever they do, and they don't know the inner workings of business. So when they hear that Trump had an apartment building and they were turning away people of color, then all of a sudden he's a racist. But no, he's not, because he did not know. How does he know? How can he know? Exactly. It's true. So now I'm going to pull your first card. And okay, these didn't get shuffled. These gotta go. What the heck is happening here? Hold on. I just sat here and shuffled all these. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, now we're gonna do them. Okay, here we go. First card, Egypt. Okay. The first card I pulled for you has something to do with Egypt. And heck, we can all go back that far. So, Egypt. This card signals a significant past life in Egypt, which relates to your present situation. When a negative pattern stubbornly refuses to heal, its roots are often buried in a lifetime beyond conscious memory. Fortunately, you can access and heal the issue. Like gardening, you can eliminate vestiges of the past by pulling them out by the roots. If you're drawn to Egypt culture or travel, you most likely had a positive experience in your lifetime there. You may wish to explore the belief systems of Egypt to tap into ancient memories. Much of the Egyptian spirituality involved astronomy and astrology. So stargazing can also help you trigger insights and recollections. On the other hand, if the thought of traveling to Egypt is frightening to you, or you have negative feelings about its culture or spirituality, you may have deep-seated fears associated with your lifetime there. This is fairly common, as many traumas occurred in this land in ancient times. Working with a qualified past life therapist or a regression audio can help you release and heal old toxic energies. So, I don't know if you remember that. Oh, you did have a feeling. Okay, well, there you go. Sometimes people are drawn to it. The next one is up. You got the love card, too. So many people with their love issues. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I think you know what that means. Basically, in your past life, you pretty much had a lover. It did go well or it didn't go well. If you're with somebody now and you're having issues, they say the best thing to do is see a counselor. You may or may not have had that person as a lover in a past life. It could have been anybody, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it says here. This card indicates that you have had a painful experience and love in a prior lifetime. The person you love deeply didn't share your feelings, or you may have been betrayed or abandoned. This individual may be in your present life. These experiences of unrequited, I can never say that, you know what I'm saying, love, may be negatively affecting you now. For example, you might distrust your lover's intentions or his or her ability to make a monogamous commitment. Sometimes these doubts have a basis in current reality. However, romantic insecurities can also be part of prior lifetimes. When that occurs, the unconscious insecurities are difficult to pinpoint or heal unless they're consciously realized. This is where irrational jealousy and neediness may actually ruin an otherwise good relationship. Sometimes the best cure is past life regression for couples, or, see a past life person. Okay. And then let's see. Why, is that true too? Emmy? Do you have a problem with a past life lover? I've been having... Oh, okay. Oh, in this lifetime. Okay. See, I wondered if I didn't shuffle them enough, but I guess I did. So, this is your third one. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the interruption if there was a reading. Oh, no, that's all right. It's no big deal. Okay. Oh, you know what, Emmy? I think you're right. Because now you have karmic relationship coming up. So, let's see. Let me pull that one up. That's your next card. That is the very next one. And then you will be done. But I think it sounds like this is following. And since each card is a different past life, I'm going to say you have probably had this go on through a few lifetimes. I mean, if that's coming up now. But I do want to see something here after I look at that. Okay. This card indicates that one or more of the people in your current life are from previous lifetimes. You both ended your relationship with karmic imbalances. This means that the one or both of you are most likely harboring old feelings that need to be healed and released. When this occurs, you will be set free from reoccurring destructive and toxic relationship patterns. In some cases, this card will arise when there's a reunion with a beloved soul from a previous life. Perhaps you finally reconnected with a romantic partner from your past, or a new friendship is bringing you great joy. With healthy past life connections, you'll immediately feel a sense of comfort and familiarity. You receive this card in answer to a question or concern that involves a karmic relationship. Fortunately, you can appeal to heaven for help or releasing any old stuck energies or emotions. You may also be guided to work with a specialist in past life regression and relationship healing. Well, that's crazy. Oh, thank you. Who are you, Jim? What is your first name? Because I'll do you next, and then I gotta stop after I do you. Well, Emmy, I hope that helped you. Oh, okay. Hey, how are you doing? God, I haven't talked to you in so long. I was hoping I'd get none of the love stuff. Yeah, well, we're all kind of hoping that. unless it's good for us. Okay, so Megalina, I'm going to do you now. You are welcome. Let's see. You're going to be the last one, Megalina. I've been going through it. No. Well, I'm going to do tarot cards reading next week. So hopefully those will help you. I've been going through it too, let me tell you. I think we're all going through it. Somebody said something about Saturn being somewhere. So I'm not too sure if that was true or if I read it months ago. Like, I don't even know. I work so much, I don't even know when I read it. So that's why I just want to shuffle these really good because just making sure nobody's getting the same cards here. Or if they do, they're supposed to be there. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I'm telling you, I'm hearing that from a lot of people. I really am. A lot of people saying they're all going through it. Another lady I know, Isabel, she's really having issues. But, you know, like I said, she's not the only one, too. There's, like, I don't know what's going on in this planet. I'm serious. Okay, let's see. Alright, here we go. Cut them one time. Like that. Alright, I want to pick your first card. So each card represents one life. But I think in the case of Emmy's, it was either... I think in the case of hers, it did represent... Each card represented one life, but things seem to be following her. Like, I haven't seen that until tonight, so... Let's go with the first card. The first card is Atlantis. So let's see what it has for you for Atlantis here. Okay, I think that has to do, if I remember correctly, with healing or something. I don't know. Here we go. Your lifetime is in ancient Atlantis is affecting your current situation. You have soul memories of this idyllic civilization that offered you every imaginable wonder. There's a longing for the utopia that you unconsciously remember and which you know is possible in this world. Your soul also remembers the tragic ending of Atlantis, and you may have developed phobias about the ocean as well. Although you love the sea, perhaps you prefer not to go swimming or sailing. You also recall how the majority of Atlanteans were peace-loving, with the exception of a few political leaders who misused crystal power to the detriment of all. So you may be extra sensitive to issues relating to political corruption in this lifetime. Now, who knows what lifetime that was, though? Let me pull the next one. That is just something that's weird. Celtic. Okay. Let's see here. This card was drawn because you had a significant past lifetime in Celtic lands, and you continue to feel bonded to this culture. Perhaps you've lived in or visited the Isles of Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or England. If so, you may have a sense of deja vu and be an Anglophile, a person who adores these cultures. You're also fascinated with Stonehenge and King Arthur's Camelot. You may have learned the old religion of the Celtic lands, which involved the use of healing herbs and gaining wisdom from oak trees. You could even be an ancient druid in disguise. Your connection to the elemental realm has made you love fairies, elves, and all fae. You also respect and love trees, especially oaks and willows. If you haven't already done so, schedule some visits to the ancient sacred areas of the United Kingdom and Ireland. Exploring their stone circles, castles, and spiritual artifacts may trigger additional healing memories. Now, a lot of these past lives, because I don't know how many people are coming on, you may not remember any of these, but when you start hearing them, sometimes you can, things will... God, another love life card. Okay, so we're going to the love life now. Love life. Okay. All right, kitty. Go into your love life. This card comes to you as an indication that your love life is affected by one or more previous lifetimes. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This card comes to you as an indication that your love life is affected by one or more previous lifetimes. Most likely, you had a painful experience back then that has caused you to be overly cautious. In some cases, working on yourself can help you reopen your beautiful, loving heart. And that way, you can love and be loved again. It's also likely that this card comes to you as validation that the man or woman you're romantically interested in is also a prominent person in your past life. This individual may not necessarily have been a romantic partner at that time, but your inclination to connect romantically in this life is definitely part of a greater plan. So, everybody that I've done today, a lot of them have had the similar cards, and I'm telling you, I've really shuffled them, I've cut them, I've split them, and they're not coming out in a row. So it's just kind of odd because last time I did it, everybody had like different cards, but the two people that had the love card come up and the two people that had, it was another card, but it definitely goes with them. It definitely goes with them. So don't discount it because I don't remember all my past lives. I mean, if I did my own here, I'd be like, like I know, I remember clearly two of my past lives that I remember myself. One when I was an ugly man in Oklahoma. Oh my God, it was horrible. I was so homely, so homely. I even like a bowl cut on my head. And my wife or whatever it was, oh, actually, I was thinking about it yesterday. She was very homely too. And you know what? We kind of looked alike. So I was wondering if we were inbred. I'm dead serious. I know that sounds horrible, but I could have been inbred. Like, seriously, in that lifetime in Oklahoma. And I know it was definitely in Oklahoma, but I can tell you this, people don't make that kind of stuff up. I'm not making that up. That is not a good past life. And we were dirt poor too. And then, yeah, I know, right? Everybody, when I hear people talk about their past lives, they're always like, especially that one lady I had on the radio show, she was like, oh, I see you. You were a high priestess. I was never a high priestess. I mean, okay, maybe I could have been. I don't remember it. So it could have been that significant because I can remember them. So no, I wasn't a high priestess. And then she did a reading for somebody else. She's like, "Oh, you were a high priest." Everybody she did was a high priestess. Like after like the sixth or seventh person, I had to cut her off, and I was like, "Look, I don't mean to be." So I said, "Look, I don't mean to be mean to you or anything, but not everybody can be a high priestess." Well, she was trying to push her book too. Like she was selling a book, trying to push her book. And I'm like, because she was an older lady, so I don't want to be mean, but I was just like, look, I'm just sorry. I have something I have to do. I have to cut this short, like really short, like now. We got to go. Because it's not right to have somebody hear a bunch of BS about their past life. That's just not true. And then now my other life, I was wealthy and I was female and I had an abusive husband and I had the same son then that I do now, but he looked totally different. Because no matter what you do, you can look differently, you can be a different gender, you can be rich, you can be poor, you can be in between. But when a person in your past lives comes back around in a new life, the energy is always going to be the same. They can look totally different and you're going to recognize them. You're definitely going to recognize them. And I did. I don't know who, I think I know who the husband was. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 70% sure on the husband, but should probably say 60% sure that I think I know who the husband was. I don't want to say any more than that. But my son, yeah, I recognized him instantly. And it wasn't, again, like I said, it wasn't by looks. It was strictly by the energy, because the soul's energy is never going to change. Even in the dead, they don't change. They never change. So anyway, it was great. I connected with someone with my past. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad it was accurate for you because, see, sometimes the past life readings, it's very hard to prove if they're accurate or not accurate because people don't remember all their past lives. So it's hard to prove it. Now, if you do tarot card readings, obviously it has nothing to do with your past life. But I don't just do tarot cards. When I do them, I'm doing like a medium thing. So if I'm in that mode, all I do is shuffle the cards, lay them out, and then I start to read them as whatever the cards are, and then I start getting psychic visions. So that's like really cool. Like I was doing this one lady and I felt really bad because she was like, I don't have anybody that's, I don't have two people that are going into the military that are young. And it didn't make sense to me either because I was looking at little kids going into the military. So that definitely didn't make any sense. But, and then she's like, oh, you're not doing a reading for me. You're doing it for my two sons. She said both of my two young sons, I think like one was 12, one was 14, they're going into a military academy. Like now. Like they were in school. I think she lived over in I think she was in England somewhere. And I said, "Oh, okay. So sometimes that will happen when I'm doing a tarot card reading. I start to do the reading for the person, but it ends up being for somebody else in their life. You know that's happened to me 3 or 4 times. Oh, but I want to tell you about the medium thing while there's no one else on here because I'm gonna try to load it tonight. So we did the seance, right? And this is what's weird. This is why I had to edit it, and I can't tell you over here either because the person's confidentiality. They don't even know yet. I didn't get a chance to tell them. But so I saw this guy, and he comes to me, and he's younger looking, like early 30s, and I don't want to give any more of a description than that. And he's early 30s. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So because the spirits will show you people. They'll show you the person. So you know exactly what they look like who you're supposed to tell something to. And I said, "Oh, okay, so you want me to tell him?" And and God, it's when I saw him. It's well, I found out they wanted me to tell him something, but when I'm first looking at the guy. Okay, when I'm first looking at him, I'm focusing in. So at first, I didn't know who it was, and then I'm seeing the guy, and I know what he looks like because I've met him before. He's a customer, and I've met him, and I'm thinking at first that this is the spirit coming to me. And then I realized it's not, that they're showing me this guy. And then the person started to talk to me and they started telling me, which was a woman, what they wanted me to tell him. And while they were telling me that, this is where the pictures came from too. Those pictures in the, like I call it the infrared, but it's like green, like night vision. And they were they were they were being actually pulled away and they started screaming and they were in extreme pain and they wanted me to relate something to that person, and that's why I haven't told them yet because I don't know how to tell it to them, but I think they are going to understand it, which is another reason I haven't gotten it on because I'm trying to edit that out. Luckily it was the first part of it, so it shouldn't be too hard, but that was very, very scary. Yes, yes, those pictures. That was a woman. Well, actually, no, that wasn't the woman. That is what was dragging the woman away because it didn't want her talking to me. So put it like this: that person is not in a good place. They are not in a good place at all. What it is, Leva, um, I think. Well, it was dragging her away because it wanted her mouth shut. So yeah, it did. And didn't one of it look like an embryo? Didn't one look like an embryo with a cord? It did. But I think honestly, I think it was a demon dragging her away so she couldn't get the message across, but I already got the message anyway. It didn't matter. I got it. So I have to actually I was supposed to call him, he doesn't know yet. I was supposed to call him Thursday, but I got so busy and with everything going on, and next week I have to ship. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a call tomorrow. But see, I have so many people running around the office, and I don't want his privacy, his confidentiality out there. So I'm gonna have to. I don't want to text it, so I'm gonna have to give him a call. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I want to say, yeah, yeah. No, that's okay. You can say it because that is what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was demonic because I've never had anybody pull anybody away from me like that before. And you could tell that they were in pain. And you would say, well, why are they in pain? Because they're not in a physical body. Well, let me tell you something. You still have your soul. There's all kinds of pain. Like, it doesn't have to be physical pain. There can be, I mean, I would assume that this was serious mental anguish that this person was going through. Um, definitely, definitely that. So, I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna have that on tonight. So I gotta let you guys go because I do have to get that done, and then I'm at my house and I have to go back to the office. So before I don't even know what time it is. Oh yeah, I've definitely got to get going. Well, it was nice talking to you all. I will be doing tarot card readings next week. I just have to find my cards. I have a couple different decks, but I there's certain ones I like better. They're more like in depth, and I like them to be more in depth. So, and if you notice that something is not off, just save the recording because I had somebody tell me I was way off before and I was not off. They found out a month later. So just always save on to it. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye, you guys. Have fun. It was nice talking to you all. Oh, what is coming through here? Okay. All right, you guys. Bye bye.